The desert night at Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival didn't just begin like any other night. It felt like something was waiting to happen. The air was heavy, not just with heat, but with anticipation. Thousands of people stood facing the stage, lights flickering across the crowd, phones already raised, ready to capture whatever came next. But what they were about to witness wasn't just another performance. It was a moment that would blur the line between reality and illusion, between artist and entity, between human and something far beyond. And then it happened. The sound dropped low, almost like a heartbeat echoing through the speakers. Anyma controlled the atmosphere with precision, building tension slowly, carefully, like he knew exactly what was coming. The visuals behind him began to shift, subtle at first, almost unnoticeable. A digital landscape started forming, stretching across the massive screens, turning the stage into something that no longer felt physical. It felt like a portal. And right at that moment, when the crowd leaned in just a little closer, trying to understand what they were seeing, she appeared. Lisa stepped into the light, but this wasn't the Lisa people expected. This wasn't just a global K-pop icon walking onto a festival stage. This was a transformation, a shift in identity. A version of Lisa that felt darker, more powerful, almost untouchable. The crowd reacted instantly, a wave of shock spreading from the front rows all the way to the back, like electricity moving through thousands of bodies at once. Before anyone could even process it, the music hit. Bad Angel. The first live performance. The first time this sound, this concept, this entire vision was unleashed on a global stage. And it didn't just sound different, it felt different. The heavy electronic beats, the deep techno influence, the immersive production, it all signaled one thing. This wasn't just another song. This was a statement. But the real moment, the one that would change everything, hadn't even happened yet. As the performance built, the visuals behind Lisa expanded, growing more intense, more surreal. The screens no longer looked like screens, they looked like windows into another world. And then, suddenly, the sky above the stage lit up. A massive figure appeared. An angel, but not the kind people were used to. This wasn't soft, this wasn't gentle. This was something darker. A towering, glowing presence with wings that stretched across the entire visual field, radiating a power that felt almost overwhelming. For viewers watching the live stream, it looked like Lisa had transformed into this giant celestial being, hovering above the stage, watching over everything. And that's when the internet exploded. Clips started spreading instantly. Comments flooded in. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. Was it a hologram? Was it CGI? Was it real? The questions came faster than the answers, and that mystery only made the moment even bigger. Because here's the twist, something not everyone realized at first. Not every single person in that crowd saw the exact same thing. Some fans later revealed that parts of the visual experience were enhanced specifically for the broadcast, meaning that what the global audience saw through their screens wasn't always identical to what was happening live on the ground. And suddenly, the performance became more than just a show. It became a layered experience. One version for the physical world, another for the digital. That duality turned everything into a conversation. Was this the future of live performances? A hybrid reality where shows are designed differently for those in the crowd and those watching online? And more importantly, was Lisa at the center of the shift? Because as the performance continued, it became impossible to ignore the symbolism. The Bad Angel concept wasn't just about visuals or styling. It represented something deeper. A rebellion against expectations. A transformation into something that doesn't fit into traditional definitions. Not purely light. Not purely dark. Something in between. Her outfit reflected that perfectly. Metallic textures caught the light with every movement, creating a shimmering effect that felt almost unreal. The silhouette hinted at wings, but not in an obvious way, more like a suggestion, something you felt rather than clearly saw. Every detail was intentional. Every element contributed to the illusion. And then there was her presence. Completely controlled. Completely confident. Every step, every movement, every glance, it all felt calculated, like she wasn't just performing, but guiding the audience through an experience. This wasn't about choreography alone. This was storytelling through energy, through atmosphere, through transformation. At this point, the crowd wasn't just watching. They were reacting in real time, caught between excitement and disbelief. Social media was already overflowing with reactions. Words like insane, unreal, and next level were everywhere. But even those didn't fully capture what was happening. Because right in the middle of all this chaos, there was a deeper layer forming. Think about it. Just days before this moment, there had been uncertainty surrounding the show. Weather conditions had disrupted earlier plans, creating doubt around whether everything would come together as intended. And yet, instead of collapsing under that pressure, the performance evolved. It adapted. It came back stronger. And then it delivered this. A surprise appearance. A brand new song. A concept that pushed boundaries. Visuals that sparked global debate. All in one moment. That's not coincidence. That's design. And if you're still watching, still listening, there's a reason for that. Because something about this story pulls you in. It makes you want to understand what's really happening beneath the surface. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Was this just a one-time performance meant to shock the world? Or was this the beginning of something much bigger? Because if this truly is the start of a new era, then what we saw at Coachella wasn't the peak. It was the introduction. As the music reached its final phase, the intensity didn't fade, it grew. The beats hit harder. The visuals became more overwhelming. The entire stage felt like it was alive, shifting and evolving with every second. And at the center of it all stood Lisa, fully transformed, fully in control, embodying the dark angel concept in a way that felt both powerful and mysterious. The ending didn't feel like an ending. It felt like a signal, a message that something had just begun. And when the lights finally dimmed, when the sound faded, when the crowd slowly came back to reality, there was a moment, a brief, quiet moment, where everything paused. And then the reaction hit. Screams, cheers, applause, phones lighting up, notifications exploding, clips being shared across platforms faster than anyone could keep track. The world had just witnessed something it couldn't fully explain, and that uncertainty made it even more compelling. Because moments like this don't happen often. Moments where performance, technology, identity, and storytelling collide in a way that creates something entirely new. And now, the conversation continues. People are still analyzing it, still debating what was real and what wasn't. Still replaying the visuals, trying to catch details they missed the first time. And that's exactly why this moment matters. It stays with you. It makes you think. It makes you come back for more. So if you've made it this far, if you've followed every detail, every twist, every reveal, then you're already part of that conversation. And the only question left is, what comes next? Because if this was just the beginning of the Bad Angel era, then the next chapter might be even bigger, even bolder, and even harder to ignore. And trust this, when that next moment arrives, you're going to want to see it the second it happens.